let's get into this last topic.
James Blake?
Yes, sir.
So I was surprised to see, because James Blake is someone who I always just thought like would stay to himself, doesn't really tweet much, doesn't really talk much. He kind of pops out here and there. He showed up on a couple of legendary albums, here and there. But he took to Twitter the other day, or X. Do you still call it? Because I still call it Twitter. It's Twitter to me. I'm not calling it Twitter X. I don't know what that is.
Twitter.
He took to Twitter to talk about the state of music, just as far as, like artists not being paid, which is something that I feel like we talked about here on this podcast several times.
Yep.
I was surprised to see this come from James Blake. Usually with all of the Diddy stuff going on, Meek Mill. Have you ever paid attention to Meek Mill's tweets? Because he be tweeting some of the funniest shit.
Many times.
So I would have expected something like this to come from Meek, but, they be saying that Meek is like kind of retarded. they be saying Meek is retarded, so he don't be knowing. He don't be knowing. Because he be going on Twitter and he be asking questions. And I just be like.
He has asked some questions on Twitter that I've been like, did you really tweet that, bro?
Yeah. Twitter fingers, man. Twitter fingers. Man. So James Blake, he tweeted out, I'm going to read the tweet. If we want quality music, somebody is going to have to pay for it. Streaming services don't pay properly. Labels want a bigger cut than ever and just sit and wait for you to go viral. TikTok doesn't pay properly, and touring is getting prohibitively expensive for more artists. I feel like we just talked about this with the UMG thing.
We did.
Like we just talked about how labels, TikTok, they can't quite get on the same page and get it right. But then at the same time, I'm kind of tired of talking about this, to be honest with you, because it's like the same thing. I just keep saying, it's like when we interviewed Sideshow and I was kind of telling him, I have to ask the question, like, what is, like, if you're a rapper and you're an artist, what is your goal? Like, what's the end game? Like, what are you trying to get out of this? Are you just trying to get clout? Are you trying to just be popular and famous? Do you want people to know your music? Are you doing it for the art? Are you doing it to get rich? I feel like you have to have a plan because there is not really a lot of money in music. And,
that's crazy.
I just saw Joe Budden where he was saying that there's only 7 artists that are really making money, which I agree with that. I
believe that.
It's Drake, it's Kendrick, it's Cole, The Weeknd, Taylor Swift. It's not a lot of artists that are making, Taylor Swift for sure, though, because Taylor Swift, she actually, as much as people want to hate Taylor Swift and say whatever they want to say about Taylor Swift, she is probably one of the smarter people in music at this time.
She is. She's
one of the smarter people. She
absolutely is.
Has been re-recording her albums, and I remember when she came out with 1889. I think that did like 1 million first week, and I was blown away because I'm thinking to myself, she was able to get her fans to go out and re-buy 1 million copies of an album that they've already heard and that they already like. And she just went in and re-recorded it, and she did 1 mil first week. Just
dedication and
off of that.
And an insane fan base.
Yeah, it's an insane fan base. And, I think Taylor Swift is she's kind of like the example right now.
You're right. She's one of the smartest people in music.
As much as if you want to hate her, you can hate her all you want to.
Not like her music. She's one of the smartest people in music.
That's fine.
It's certain things that you can't deny, like certain facts.
Yeah.
Because there are certain facts that's just on paper in numbers that you just can't deny. That's Taylor Swift. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to really make sure that you're setting yourself up for success, which the thing is how do you do that? How do you make sure that you're setting yourself up for success? I don't have the answers. I'm not an artist. I'm not in the industry. I don't see these contracts. I don't know what these artists are getting paid or anything like that. I just know that there's advances that are given out. There's a lot of people that these artists have to pay, so they're in debt before they even go and start making their album.
Scary.
And I'm pretty sure I was watching Russ. He was on Flagrant with
one of the smartest rappers.
One of the smarter people. He was on the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz.
Yep, I watched that too.
And he was talking about how before an artist is even able to see any of the advance money that they're being given, you're already in debt because you have lawyers, you have your team of people that you have to pay. Mm-hmm. You have to make sure that you're putting money aside to go record the album. And then, of course, we're in a time where your image is what they want. They want you to have an image. They tell you that you need to look like a rapper. So what do rappers do? They go get chains, they buy cars, they buy watches. They go and waste up all their money. So I think for me, what I think in my mind is leverage. I think you have to have leverage. And, it's something that Joey Badass talked about whenever he was saying that Jay-Z wanted to sign him. And
I remember when he talked about that.
It was on that song One Train.
Mm-hmm.
It was on that song One Train when he said, he had a line in there where he said, I was going to sign to Jay, but I look back at my friends and my friends weren't signed. They were still signed to the Rocks. It was a play on Rockefeller. And he was like, my friends are still signed to the Rocks, meaning obviously they're still in the streets. Mm-hmm. And if Jay is not going to bring me and my guys, then I'm not going to sign a deal. Yeah. And of course, they only wanted Joey Badass. So Joey, it's been a big thing in his career where people have always said Joey's crazy because you had the opportunity to sign with Jay, but you didn't. But I think Joey,
right. I think he did it right.
Yeah, no, he definitely did it right because he's doing television now. He's stayed independent. I've seen Joey live 3 times in total. Mm-hmm. Seen him live 3 times in total. And each time I've seen him, his venues have gotten bigger.
He was a bigger and bigger artist every time.
He's gotten bigger. Yep. And so I think the there's not really a right or wrong answer to this. I think James Blake he's making a great point.
He really is. But I think what it is, we just wouldn't have expected that from James Blake.
Yeah,
he is so. Even when you listen to his music, he's such the mellow, chill. They don't expect for somebody like a James Blake to say something like that.
Yeah,
he's to me, James Blake is one of the greatest artists of our generation. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
They weren't expecting him to say something like that, but he's telling it like it is. He's saying what's going on in it.
There's no money. There's no money.
Scary, bro.
It's crazy that there's no money in music though. It's so crazy to think about that because I'm pretty sure, or I'm not pretty sure, it's a fact that the music industry has made billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Oh, absolutely.
Off of the music that's being made. But I also saw Crooked Eye. He tweeted something too one time. And it says, a fan needs to stream an artist's music 20 times a day for a whole year for that artist to make $25 from that fan.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That is crazy. And that's why, before, whenever I asked you and Sam, I was like, what is a stream? Like, what type of tangible information do we have that says, okay, an artist should be paid for this many amounts of streams, or a song needs to stream, or an album needs to stream this many amount of times in order for this artist to be paid? Like, where's the data for that?